Midnight light on a dim-lit screen, clicking through stories you wouldn't believe. Cold case trails and courtroom scenes, whispers from the grave and media dreams. Truth is stranger, hearts beat faster, in the shadows of a news disaster. Scrolling deep where secrets hide, you found the stories time won't deny. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods clubs to breaking news lines, you shine a light where the silence lies. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Small town rumors and urban fear, a voice for the lost who can't speak here. Through every name, through every case, you hold the truth in a steady place. Cameras roll but justice lingers, truth unravels through careful fingers. You tell a story, speak their names in a world that's quick to look away. Headstones and headlines, the tales collide. Justice and mystery, side by side. From backwoods crimes to great night trials, you trace the echoes through every mile. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Some run from the dark, you walk right in with a question and a camera lens. It's not just a crime, it's the lives they led. The voice is still talking from the books unread. Headstones and headlines, the veil is thin. Truth gets louder when you begin. With every view, with every line, you bring the forgotten back to life. Oh, headstones and headlines, you dig where the truth won't die. Yeah, headstones and headlines, you tell the stories that time can't hide.
Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Different time for me. I had initially planned to go live at 4:30 today about a case that I was interested in talking about, but today was just a really aggravating day and I was just not in the mood. But I was going through some stories and I saw this story about this teacher assistant, and I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. It's real. So this teaching assistant, well, back up a little bit. So there was this foul odor at a school and no one could figure out what it was. Turns out a teaching assistant had bought some feces smelling spray that he was spraying in the school. I mean, it is funny, yet he cost the school district $55,000 because of whatever. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, so we'll learn about it together, but I'm like, what the heck? I remember this was years ago. Kids would bring in like the fart smelling spray, and it is putrid. Like, it is rancid. So I can only imagine what the school smelled like. Yeah, 55 grand. And then I have a few other wacky stories. The last story I have is not a wacky story. It actually made me tear up a little. It's an amazing story of a comedian who noticed something happening in his audience, and they ended up saving a man's life. So that'll be the last story. I don't see this being a very long live because I just got together some, wacky stories, weird stories. I have a story about a peach, a record breaking peach that we'll look at. And then I also have a story about a squirrel who has sent 2 people to the ER already. So thanks for being here. I did see Sinner Road Rash, Cocoa Puff, finally not on replay. Yeah, this is late for me. Angie, thanks for being here. And anyone in the bushes, I do appreciate it. I know there's a ton of people live right now. And some of them I was like, oh, I want to see what they're talking about. But then I was like, I'm just going to talk about, poo-poo spray and have some laughs today because I need it. It was a pretty rough morning at school today. And then the afternoon was okay. But then I get home. So I'm here waiting for my Walmart delivery. See that Walmart arrived. So I go to get my groceries. I couldn't get my door open because they put all of my groceries against the door. And my screen door goes out, not in. So that was interesting to say the least. I did finally get everything in, but kind of had to shimmy my way between a really small space between the door and the porch. So anyways, we're going to get started. So first things first, the teacher assistant arrested for use of poo-poo spray. A teacher's assistant at a South Carolina school was arrested for disturbing his high school he worked at by spraying poop spray. Does that smell like poop? Alexander Lewis, a teacher's assistant at a South Carolina school, was arrested for disturbing his high school he worked at by spraying poop spray. And I just, when I saw this picture, it's really funny. I was like, oh my gosh, this is from KKLZ 96.3. Oh my gosh. So it says, does that smell like poop? Alexander Lewis, a 32-year-old teaching assistant at West Florence High School in South Carolina, was arrested for a prank gone wrong. Complaints started coming into the school about a weird and mysterious smell in the school. It ended up being poop spray that Alexander sprayed inside the school. Lewis bought the poop spray online and used it to, quote, mimic the smell of feces. I mean, what else is poop spray supposed to mimic, right? Multiple complaints were made, so investigators were called to find out what the poop smell was and where it was coming from. They believe that Lewis didn't just spray it once, but many times over almost a month. They think this must be a typo. They think he kept spraying it between the dates of August 25th and September 19th. The smell was so bad, it was causing the students to not be able to concentrate. It also started causing students to have health issues. When it was all said and done, it ended up costing the district almost $55,000. That was for damage done to the air conditioning and for the inspection costs. I'm feeling a bit woozy. According to ABC News, students started to complain about the smell. Then it turned into constant dizziness, headaches, and nausea. It was when students started to be affected by the smell that things got serious. The school didn't know what or why students were feeling this way. The district even sent out emails to the parents saying gas lines were inspected and were fine. Lewis was arrested and his bond was set at $9,000. He was charged with disturbing schools and malicious injury to property. Okay, so I do have a news clip on this as well. So Alexander Lewis arrested for having poop spray.
Tonight, I'm Kaylin Richards.
I mean,
Continuing
look at this
coverage
guy.
out of the PD, a teaching assistant at West Florence High School is facing charges after authorities say he caused a mysterious and disruptive odor at the school for weeks. 32-year-old Alexander Lewis was arrested Friday. Now today,
He's not laughing now, is he? I mean, he thought it was a prank. He probably thought it was funny. And yeah, not so funny anymore, huh, buddy?
he appeared in court, and that's where ABC 15's Alexis Cooper has more details.
32-year-old Alexander Lewis is charged with disturbing schools and malicious injury to property. Deputies say Lewis, a teaching assistant at West Florence High School, used a spray he bought online to mimic the smell of feces. Investigators believe he sprayed it multiple times between August 25th and September 19th, disrupting classes, triggering health issues, and costing the district nearly $55,000 in inspections and air conditioning damages.
The charges, sir, are going to be returned.
And it makes me wonder with the air conditioning. I mean, I wouldn't think that, poo-poo spray would cause issues with that, but I'm guessing with the filtering system or, something like that. And I can see, having gas lines inspected, other things inspected, you think that there's, a sewer issue, and it's this guy spraying poop spray. Yeah, that was like, I mean, they said August. That was like 4 weeks. 4 weeks he was spraying this stuff. I wonder if the school ever thought, like, is someone spraying poop spray?
Well, the two different courts. The malicious injury to personal property charge is going to be returnable to General Sessions Court on November the 19th at 9 o'clock. The bond for that charge is going to be $8,000. That is a surety bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he's coming back November 19th.
Interfering with schools is going to be returnable to Florence Magistrates Court on October the 15th at 10 o'clock. And the bond for that is $1,090. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Lewis's total bond was set at just over $9,000. For weeks, students and staff reported headaches, nausea, and dizziness from what they described as a strong gas-like smell. We talked to several parents over the course of several weeks, this one sharing health concerns.
My son has been, his asthma has been triggered multiple times because of this, and I've had him take him to.
I didn't even think about that, but asthma could definitely be triggered by the whatever they put in that spray in order to get it to smell that way. And just like, the nausea, like I would probably throw up myself, just the smell.
The doctor 3 times.
Back in August, the district sent out an email to parents saying West Florence High School's gas lines, propane systems, and air quality were inspected, and nothing dangerous was found. Now, officials believe the mystery odor was intentional and say Lewis was behind it. In Florence, Alexis Cooper, ABC 15 News.
And Lewis is due back in court next month. Be sure to continue following this story with us at ABC 15 News. Amanda.
So there we have it. And I didn't see any other updates, but it did say that he is due back October 15th, I believe, and then again in November. So we'll have to see what happens with Mr. Alexander. And it makes you wonder, like, what? So he was arrested for disturbing his high school. And what was, let me just look. I want to kind of look up. They say, okay, he was charged with disturbing schools. So let me look up quick before we get to the squirrel story. Let me look up disturbing schools. I'm just curious what the penalty would be. So it says in South Carolina, disturbing schools offenses are misdemeanors for non-students and can result in fines of up to of up to $1,000 and or up to 90 days in jail. Students face separate, potentially harsher penalties with potential fines up to $2,000 and or a year in jail. However, the vagueness of the law led to a federal court ruling that found certain disturbing schools and disorderly conduct laws unconstitutional, requiring clarification or amendment of the laws in question. That makes no sense that a student, like what about a teacher or a teacher assistant? They should have, I mean, they're not a student, but they work in the school. You'd think that their punishment would be greater than a student's. That makes no sense. And then the other thing he was being charged with was malicious injury to property. So let me look that one up. Malicious injury to property. So malicious injury to property sentences vary by the value of the damage. A loss of $2,000 or less is a misdemeanor with a fine of up to $1,000 or 30 days in jail, while greater losses are felonies with harsher penalties. So for property loss exceeding $2,000, the offense is a felony. The specific felony penalties are determined by the value of the property damaged and are more severe than misdemeanor penalties. So, I mean, I feel like $55,000 is a significant amount, and he may be facing a lot of issues with that. All right, so let's get to the next thing I have is about this very mean squirrel in California. So, very mean squirrel seeking food has sent at least 2 people to the ER in a California city. Attack squirrel beware. This is not a joke. More than 5 people have been attacked by a very mean squirrel over the past few days on Diablo Circle in Mount Lassen. Several have gone to the ER for severe lacerations. All right, so we're going to learn about this little squirrel here. So San Francisco. Residents of a San Francisco Bay Area city are on the lookout for an aggressive squirrel that has sent at least 2 people to the emergency room for medical treatment. Joan Heblack told ABC affiliate KGO-TV that she was walking in the Lucas Valley neighborhood of San Rafael when a squirrel seemingly came out of nowhere and attacked her leg, clawing and biting. It's not like, I mean, I don't think that's normal for squirrels, right? I mean, it clamped onto my leg. The tail was flying up here. I was like, get it off me, or get off me. Isabel Campoy also said she was attacked while walking in the same area. The squirrel launched itself from the ground to her face and wound up on her arm, leaving it bloody. Both women went to the emergency room, the TV station reported in its Monday story. Flyers have now been posted warning residents that the squirrel is no joke and that more than 5 people have been attacked by a very mean squirrel that comes out of nowhere. Lisa Block with Marin Humane says they have had no reports of squirrel attacks since mid-September. If the squirrel crops up again, the nonprofit will coordinate with the state to remove the animal. We've seen this kind of behavior before, she said. It's almost always because someone has been feeding the animal. The good thing is that squirrels are not vectors for rabies. She says people should never feed wildlife. San Rafael is in Marin County, about 20 miles north of San Francisco. All right, so there's a video, according to this, of this story. Let's see. Oh, there is a video. Let's watch the video. I hadn't realized there was a video. So this is from ABC 7. just have to watch this ad, and then I think I can add it to... All right, so while we're waiting for this ad... So it says, in California, some neighbors are on alert after a series of frightening attacks on people, all perpetrated by a vicious squirrel. The injuries needed quick medical attention. Okay, so let's see. I can make this bigger. Yep. All right. Volume on.
Are on alert after a series of attacks on people perpetrated by a vicious squirrel.
Yeah, ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard spoke with some of the victims today in San Rafael.
Just clomped onto my leg, and it was
oh
just
my gosh,
hanging
she's
on.
an
His
older
tail
lady.
was flying up here, you know, and I was like, get off me, and I kind of didn't want to touch it. But
it's the last thing Joan Hebleck expected on her morning walk through Lucas Valley in San Rafael. Came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I didn't see him running up to me at all.
Joan suddenly attacked by a squirrel.
Aww. Look at that cute little... I don't think that's the squirrel in question. Poor this little guy, he probably is just, you know, because they need a picture of a squirrel. Maybe that is the squirrel.
The attack by a squirrel, which clawed and bit her legs. The wounds bad enough, she had to go to the ER. Scary.
Oh, yeah, very scary. And how do you get the squirrel attached to your leg off?
This is beautiful. Now it's following us until she almost killed me.
Isabel Campoy and her niece Carmen were also attacked while walking in the same area off Mount
Oh my gosh. That is terrible. Like, I wonder what if squirrel attacks are, like, what, I'm going to have to look up, like, what are the chances of being attacked by a squirrel?
Lassen Drive.
The squirrel went to the floor and from the floor tried to jump to my face, which I tried to protect my face from. And then my arm was completely overcome by the squirrel. Finally, it jumped off, and by then I was full of blood, and I ran to the emergency room.
When I saw her with all the blood in her arm, I was like, oh my God.
These flyers are now posted alerting residents about the incidents. Neighbors say 5 people have been attacked, possibly by the same squirrel with a golden color. It's also been the talk of next door.
Unfortunately, it's not unheard of.
Vanessa Potter from Wild Care in San Rafael says squirrels are not vectors for rabies. The aggressive behavior likely due to the animal being fed and cared for by humans when it was small.
They're so cute. So sweet. Okay, so it says the aggressive behavior.
Well, if they associate people with food, then they're not afraid of them. They come up, they look for food, they don't get it. There could be frustrations. They can be territorial of their space.
Wild Care urging the public not to feed wild animals. Meantime, neighbors are enjoying the outdoors, but watching their backs. Isabel is trying to heal and move forward.
I can't believe her arm. Holy crap.
I am putting my best power, mind, positive, in order to say I will survive this.
In San Rafael, Cornell Bernard, ABC 7.
Craziness. That's wild.
Breaking news.
Nope.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow and
pause. So let's see. Let me go over to chat quick. So Center said cases of squirrels attacking humans are not common, as squirrels generally flee from people and do not transmit rabies to humans. Right. So like that lady said, probably because someone fed it. So I did go to Google as well. And it says the chance of being attacked by a squirrel is very low, but never zero. Squirrels typically don't attack unless they feel threatened, such as when defending their young, being hurt, or trying to get food. I wonder if those 2 ladies were carrying food with them. You are more likely to be bitten if you try to handle a squirrel, hand feed them, or if a pet gets too close. While healthy squirrels don't usually attack, their bites can be painful, though the risk of rabies from a squirrel bite is extremely low, and no one in the U.S. has ever contracted rabies from one. So it goes on to say a squirrel might attack if it feels cornered or is protecting its territory. Mothers might act aggressively if they perceive a human or pet as a threat to their babies. Trying to catch, harm, or get too close to a squirrel will likely lead to an attack. And squirrels that are accustomed to being fed by humans may become annoyed and bite if they don't receive food. And how to stay safe: do not feed squirrels, maintain a safe distance, and scare them away if they approach. If a squirrel seems aggressive or gets too close, make loud noises or stomp your feet to scare it off. Well, in this case, I feel like the squirrel just, he wasn't having it. He wasn't having it. I almost thought territorial, like when, you know, it was in the same area. That's what I thought, is that he's trying to protect his territory. You know, they got too close, or I don't know. He just doesn't want people walking by. Hey, Smokin', how are you? Okay, so the next story is about, oh, nope, that's not it. About a bear that got into a house. And I had seen a story a few days ago about a bear that got into a, I believe it was a Dollar General or Dollar Tree. I don't remember. It was a dollar something, and ended up biting one of the patrons. And so they were able to scare the bear out of the store, and, you know, law enforcement had chased it back in the woods, but then the bear came back. And sadly, they had to euthanize the bear because it wasn't acting right. So this story, a young girl was home when this bear broke into their house. So she hid in the closet to try to, you know, stay away from the bear.
23 years. Never.
This furry trespasser was a first for the Lemus family after more than 2 decades living on Criswell Drive in Simsbury.
He started at the front door, came through here, broke my entire door, whipped the air conditioner out of the window.
Wait, what? Hold on. Ripped the AC?
Came through here, broke my entire door.
Oh my gosh.
The air conditioner out of the window, climbed in and out through this window.
Stop it. He climbed through the window? Like, that seems like a lot of work. I mean, unless he, you know, I'm thinking maybe he stood up on the air conditioner and then it just, because of the weight, like, fell out. But, oh my gosh. No.
Michelle Lemus had just gotten home Sunday night and watched this unfold from the driveway. A bear climbing into her home, all while her 17-year-old daughter was asleep inside.
I heard him walk down the hallway a little bit, and I just hear heavy breathing. And I'm like, oh boy. I was sleeping right in there, and I heard it, and I went into this closet, and I snuck myself. You can come. I just went right in like this, and I closed it. And I stayed there for 10 minutes.
10 minutes that she says felt much longer.
He was right at my door, and I was like, please do not come in. He was sniffing around heavily, and I was like, please do not come in.
Thankfully, Simsbury police arrived and scared the bear off.
And he just went in a really deep voice,
Get out, bear.
And all of a sudden the bear was like, bloop, 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 and came back out this window, went into the backyard around.
Completely broke it.
And broke the fence to get out. And then he was gone.
But not before having a snack.
It ate that mayonnaise in a second.
And leaving behind a mess.
Oh my God, he ate mayonnaise? That is crazy. He was hungry.
And then he was gone.
But not before having a snack.
It ate that mayonnaise in a second.
And leaving behind a mess.
So he ate a jar of mayonnaise, Nutella.
There's nose prints.
Took my new
Nutella.
crunchy grapes from Costco that I hadn't even eaten yet.
And on Monday morning, the bear was back.
And all of a sudden I hear,
oh, heck no.
Look out, the baby.
No way. So now the bear is going to associate their house with food. Hey, Nanny. Oh, Nanny member for 8 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bears ransacked my friend's house. It was vacant because of the herding. Totally destroyed the place. Do you mean flooding? Twist said, I need to rewind. Sinner threw me off with the squirrel comment. Oh yeah, there's an angry squirrel out there in California.
Window, and the bear is there again at my front door.
With paw prints still on their floors and doors, the Lemeses are on edge, hoping they've seen the last of this unwelcomed visitor.
I said, I'm not comfortable with this bear knowing how to get into my house. I have a dog, I have a family.
Now, Deep dropped off this bear trap that's now sitting in their front yard. They're hoping the bear will return looking for more food because there are donuts inside this bear trap, and this door will close when he or she comes back.
We have So that makes sense that they would, trap the bear and hopefully relocate it to a different location. And that was I had covered a bear story a while ago about a bear that had broken into, I believe it was a nursing home, and ended up in the bed with one of the residents. Like, how scary is that? It's crazy. Oh, Nanny, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me get over here on the right screen. Happy hump day. Yes, thank God. Thank God. The week is more than half over. And hopefully tomorrow is a better morning, because this morning at school, it was, oh my God, it was rough. It was rough. I don't know what was in the air, or it was really dreary. So it was rainy and dreary. So maybe that had something to do with it. It was really dark outside because of the rain, but tomorrow will definitely be better than today. I know it. Hey, Sunnyside, how are you? Oh, because of the hurricane. Gotcha, Cocoa Puff. Bears ransack. It was vacant because of the hurricane. They totally destroyed it. This next story, I have not watched, but I saw a man. So it says, man explains why he chose to break dance at town meeting to protest property taxes. So I did see him break dancing. It's something you probably will never see, but he kind of explains why he did what he did. So this was on September 2nd of this year.
An update to a story we first showed you last week that's since gone viral. Remember this? A political candidate in New Jersey broke out all the dance moves, just like that, to protest taxes.
Yes, and it was all to go viral, obviously, to get attention. This was all during a town meeting in Cranford, New Jersey. And
the other people. So this older, look at this guy's got these two are like, oh, good Lord. And then this guy is looking like kind of like half smiling. This one is like, oh boy, what is happening? This lady seems oblivious to it, but oh my gosh, I got to watch those people's faces again. Okay, so these two guys right here are the two that face palm. So I missed that initially because I was watching him dancing.
Yes, and it was all to go viral, obviously, to get attention. This was all during a town meeting in Cranford, New Jersey. And now
I wonder if
Philly is...
I wonder if they know him and they're like, oh my God, no, not again. Not again.
Talking to ABC's Danny knew about the memorable moments.
Mr. Philly, I started your time.
Maybe you've seen this clip from Cranford, New Jersey last week. As a man dances in palpable silence at a town hall meeting.
I probably have an instinct somewhere that talking is a little boring.
His name is Will Philly, and he tells me he did not plan on dancing until a minute before it was his time to speak in the public comments portion. However, as you can tell from the reactions behind him, many of his neighbors are familiar with his eccentric approach to public speaking. Are you glad that you did it?
I couldn't have done differently. So yes, I'm glad I listened to my instinct.
This guy maybe it's effective.
Brilliant.
In the days since, the video has picked up a whole lot of news coverage and millions of views online. One commenter writing, people in the audience did not appreciate this enough. Of course, though, the question remains, why did Will Philly decide to bust a move?
How was everyone's weekend?
Well, first off, he says he wanted to be neighborly and break the ice at this suburban biweekly meeting he says can get intense.
Imagine how awesome a town is when you can, hey, we're all friends, we all love each other. This is the point of living together, right? Watch this.
But after breaking out his big move, the backspin, Will got down to business.
Why did our taxes go up so much?
And approached the podium again, this time to suddenly challenge the town's property tax. Then he gathered his papers and moonwalked away. Not unlike John Wayne at the end of The Searchers, having wrapped up his mission to do what he felt was right.
I have learned from trial and error that to me, I believe, best always rise up and do what you feel in your heart.
And it may not surprise you to learn that Will is also running as an independent candidate for that township committee. And I think his slogan should be, read my moves, no new taxes. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
So I did find, so he was protesting property tax hike, and he claims it increased his taxes by approximately $900, far more than the $400 initially suggested by a local referendum. The event went viral on social media, with many users sharing videos of the performance. That was funny, like when he started doing like I don't even know. But that is really funny. And he has gone viral. I mean, I hadn't seen this before today. And just looking at the amount of videos on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, like this guy has gone viral. Let's see. Let me see if I go to a videos. Okay, I was thinking maybe I could see how many views, but pretty cool. I mean, if you can't have fun while protesting taxes, I don't know. You know, it would have been really boring. Smokin' says that was my nickname in junior high school, bust a move. The news guys should not have done it. He was like, but he's like, look at his face. He's like getting into it. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Danny New from ABC News, busting a move. Okay. So that one was good. That one was good. This next one, like, let me just say it is very hard to find weird and funny news. Like, I searched the AP, I searched I think it's UNI, there was Yahoo Weird News, and I couldn't really find anything that was like funny and weird. It was all just like, I don't know, it wasn't even that weird. This one though, I feel like maybe a little bit more funny than the poop spray. And this is man accused of stealing DeKalb County manhole covers could be tied to similar crimes in other counties. I don't know why you would want a manhole cover. Maybe if they're made out of copper, I don't know. Maybe you could sell them for money. I don't know. But this guy clearly has an issue stealing manholes.
New developments now on a suspect accused of stealing storm drain and manhole covers. DeKalb County police arrested him, and now...
What? And storm drains. And he has an accomplice. Like, why would you help your friend steal these?
And manhole covers. DeKalb County police arrested him, and now he's facing multiple charges. Channel 2's Corey James first brought you the story Friday with the surveillance video capturing the thefts. And Corey, police believe the person they arrested could be now tied to similar cases in other jurisdictions.
Yeah, George, one of those locations is Rockdale County. That's where this video right here actually shows one of the suspects allegedly in this video stealing a manhole storm drain cover, in fact. And police say that landed one of those suspects in jail for multiple days.
That is nuts. Sinner says, have you seen the guy who robbed the Disney restaurant by scuba diving up to it at night? No, was that recent? I'll look that up right now while this guy's talking.
Is that one of the guys that stole one of the mail?
We showed Larry Tukes this mugshot of someone DeKalb County police say was taken into custody last week. Kaylin Watley is accused of stealing more than 90 DeKalb County Public Works manhole covers. And according to investigators, he might be linked to cases in other counties.
They got him, huh?
Surveillance video from Tukes' neighborhood shows how the thefts went down. You can see the moment a car pulls up. Seconds later, the suspects get out and quickly scoop up the covers together, leaving behind large holes that are dangerous for kids, pets, and cars.
What I see is young men out here, instead of working, they're out here stealing.
It's a safety hazard. I was actually out walking with my kid and on my phone, I multitask, and the hole right in the middle.
And DeKalb County police say footage taken from a Rockdale County home like this is what helped them find the suspect, specifically the suspect's car and their tag number.
They should arrest the friend that helped him too, though. I got it, Sinner. Thank you.
Investigators say they found the car, a Nissan Kick, in DeKalb County on September 16th. When an officer pulled it over, they say Watley was inside. According to police, he is being charged.
Look at this dude. Look at him. His nickname should be Manhole. What was his first name? Let me back up a little bit.
According to police, he is being charged with 8 counts of theft of government property and potential additional charges.
It's just a sad thing for anybody, but I'm glad they caught him though.
DeKalb County Police say they are now working with Rockdale County Police and Gwinnett County Police to investigate similar cases.
All right, let me see if I can find anything more about. Let's see. Man steals manhole covers. Like, oh my goodness. So one day ago, let's go to this article quick. So one day ago, I'm just going to read the, I hate these ads here. Like, go away. There we go. Man charged with stealing 91 manhole storm drain covers across 3 metro counties. 91. Like, what do you need 91 manhole covers for? So DeKalb County police say they have arrested a man in connection of stolen manhole covers in storm drain grates across several counties. Investigators arrested Kaylin Watley after they said he stole more than 91 manhole covers from DeKalb County on at least 5 different occasions. So did he just spend his days stealing manhole covers? I mean, they're saying at least 5 occasions, but clearly it had to be more than that. Like, he couldn't be stealing, well, that's what, 15? No. Yeah, like 15-ish manholes a day. That's what I was thinking, scrap metal. On September 16th, 2025, investigators received a break in the case. A witness in Rockdale County obtained footage of 2 black males exiting a 2020 Nissan Kick and removing 2 manhole covers, placing them into the vehicle and driving away. Oh, that's it. I thought there was... Oh, here, read more. Whoops. Channel 2 Action News first told you about this story last week when we obtained that video of the thefts. Neighbors of a subdivision off Iris Drive in Rockdale County told Channel 2's Corey James they were concerned about safety after their covers were stolen early in the week. We have people in the neighborhood that jog, little kids that play, and they can possibly fall in the hole, said Larry Tukes, a concerned neighbor. The thefts have left large holes in the ground, posing a risk to children and joggers in the neighborhood. Rockdale County officials report similar incidents throughout the county, including areas like Lambeth Estates, Glen Meadow, and near Lake Rockaway Road. According to our own reporting, at least 20 manhole covers were stolen across Rockdale County. Officers said they were able to get a tag number off the surveillance video, identifying the owner and linking him to the thefts. Police said they eventually saw Watley's car and pulled him over during a traffic stop and arrested him. DeKalb police said there were similar reports in Gwinnett County as well. Investigators from DeKalb are working with Rockdale and Gwinnett to help clear similar cases in their areas. So what about his friend who helped him? He should, have issues too. Okay, so Sinner had said about, I'm going to read this article first, and then Sinner did send me a video of the scuba diver who robbed a Disney-owned restaurant. And he says, who would buy them? Aren't they usually marked by the city? Well, they could probably, I'm assuming they can melt them down. And Smokin' says you could mess up your wheel or car if you drove off in it, or some kid or dog fell into it. If selling, then the buyer is complicit as well, I think. Sinner says a manhole cover sells for a very small fraction of its replacement cost at a scrap metal yard, perhaps a few dollars, around 5 cents per pound for a typical 125-pound cast iron cover. So for a few bucks. Is it worth it, dude? Okay, Nanny says, I think here you have to show ID to sell copper. Yeah, tons of copper thieves for sure. Okay, so this man in scuba gear is suspected of robbing Disney Springs restaurant. A photo shared by authorities showed the man in a wetsuit, gloves, goggles, and what appeared to be a scuba diving hood over his face. And there he is. That reminds me of, what was it, Scuba Steve from Big Daddy. Authorities in Orlando, Florida are looking for a man who appeared decked out in scuba gear in connection with a robbery at a popular Disney-owned entertainment area. Deputies were called to the Paddlefish restaurant just after midnight on Monday for a report of a robbery, the Orange County Sheriff's Office said. Victims told the deputies that a man entered the restaurant, took cash, and left. No one was injured. This incident occurred after the restaurant was closed and there were no patrons present. A photo released by authorities showed a figure wearing goggles, a wetsuit, gloves, and what appeared to be a scuba diving hood. The sheriff's office added that the investigation continues. A representative for Paddlefish declined to comment. Paddlefish is a seafood restaurant on a modern steamboat in the water at Disney Springs, a shopping and dining area in Lake Buena Vista. The entertainment complex, owned and operated by Disney, is a popular tourist attraction because of its proximity to Orlando's theme parks and hotels. Oh, thanks so much, Sinner, for gifting 5 memberships. And congratulations to Jojo Nanny, Quinny, Voices Carrie, Nenny C, and Brandy Clary. Welcome to the Stoners. Be sure to thank Sinner if you should see him here or on these YouTube streams. That was nice, Sinner. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's go to the video. Let's see what's happening here. All right. Hey, Pooks.
The Channel 9 exclusive that is almost unbelievable. It happened at Disney Springs. Good afternoon. I'm Greg Warman.
And I'm Martha Sagowski. Orange County deputies are looking for this man. They believe he swam up to a Disney Springs restaurant last night in a wetsuit and robbed it for thousands of dollars. Channel 9's Nick Papantonis working this exclusive for us. He's live outside of Disney Springs. Nick, that suspect still on the run?
It's not clear where he got in and out of the water from. It could have been right here, frankly. That is the Paddlefish restaurant behind us, which was a crime scene at midnight.
How cool. That would be so cool to eat on a boat like that.
The Paddlefish restaurant prepared to open as normal Monday, hours after deputies say this man swam up to the replica steamboat, stripped off his wetsuit, and robbed the restaurant of at least $10,000 in cash. A heavily redacted report showing it happened just after midnight, after the restaurant closed and the manager was counting money to put into the safe.
That makes me think, like Sinner said, bet he worked in the kitchen at one point and knew where to get the loot. Call it a hunch. After seeing that, like he knew he either worked in the kitchen or he just worked there at one point, because he knew when the owner or the manager would be counting the money to close out the accounts that night. Like, he clearly knew what was happening, in my opinion.
Investigators said after the man spray painted the security camera, he forced two employees to get into the corner of the room and close their eyes. The robbery taking about 2 minutes before the man left and the employees called 911. Investigators believe the man, who was described as wearing clothes and a beanie by the employees, put his scuba gear on, got back into the water, and swam off. But to where, they don't know. The investigation still active.
Wow.
Nobody was hurt in this robbery. Investigators are still working this. It's still active, and both the owner of the restaurant and Disney spokespeople are referring all questions to them. Live in Lake Buena Vista, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And we're learning new details.
Stop it. All right, so let me, because I don't, what date was that video? 9 days ago. So let's see if there's any updates. Man in scuba. Let's see. Sorted by date. Okay, so it doesn't appear that they have found him as of 16 hours ago. Oh, this is saying he got away with $20,000. All right, so this is the newest update. Let me share this. So this is from WCYY 94.3, 103.7. Scuba suit wearing man pulls off $20,000 water heist at Disney World boat restaurant. Authorities in Central Florida are searching for a man who robbed a restaurant in Walt Disney World's Disney Springs while dressed in scuba gear. WFTV 9 in Orlando reports the creative thief swam up to the Paddlefish restaurant after hours in the early morning of Monday, September 15th, where he stole somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000, according to two pending charges for robbery and grand theft. Oh, yeah, it was after hours, Center. That's what it says here. After hours. Formerly known as Fulton's Crab House, and before that, the Empress Lily, Paddlefish is a restaurant located inside a stationary replica riverboat that sits in Village Lake at Disney Springs, formerly known as Downtown Disney. The 200-foot-long boat is actually a building with a submerged concrete foundation and was first erected in 1976. Excuse me. A report from the Orange County Deputies Department says that after the man entered the restaurant, He stored his wetsuit and scuba gear, entered the manager's office where cash from the night before was being counted and put into a safe, and forced 2 employees into a corner of the room, telling them to get on their knees and close their eyes. It's believed the bandit also tied up the employees, who told investigators that the man, who did not appear to have any weapons on him, left within 2 minutes, retrieved his scuba gear, and seemingly swam away with the cash. After freeing themselves, the staff members called 911 to report the bizarre crime. Thankfully, neither employee was hurt during the ordeal, and the restaurant opened as normal to the public at noon Monday. The man was described as about 5 feet 10 inches tall, wearing tight black clothing, a blue beanie, and no shoes. A CCTV image released by the police department shows the suspect appearing to spray paint a security camera prior to the crime. An immediate search for the thief following the watery robbery yielded no immediate results, and police are still on the lookout for the aquatic criminal mastermind. Oh, let's see what this says. The craziest Disneyland incidents ever. The happiest place on earth can get a little wild sometimes. 1970. Yippee. On August 6, 1970, a group of political activists known as the Yippies, short for the Youth International Party, protested the ongoing Vietnam War by holding a Yippee powwow at Disneyland. Disney heard about the impending invasion and brought in the Orange County Police Department to control crowds, including police garbed in riot gear. But while Disney feared 200,000 kids might show up, they only got about 200. Still, according to one report, the Yippies did at one point take over Tom Sawyer Island, where they captured Castle Rock, raising a Viet Cong flag while getting stoned. Later, they got into fights with guests who had come to the park to enjoy Disneyland, prompting Disney to close the park at 7 p.m., the first time the park ever closed early in the history of its operation. Bogus. Early 1970s. Watch out for that mule. Believe it or not, one of the most popular opening day attractions on Disneyland's opening day 70 years ago was called Pack Mules. It was a bunch of pack mules that guests could ride on. Disney attractions have come a long way since then. The mules roamed Frontierland for roughly the next 20 years. Disneyland eventually stopped giving mule rides in order to make room for the roller coaster Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Before they did, though, one rider was injured when their mule's saddle broke, causing a rider to fall off and tumble down an incline. A jury eventually ruled in favor of the injured Disneyland guest, and the park was forced to pay them well over $100,000 in damages. No wonder the mules were put out to pasture soon after that. All right, what's going on with John Legend here? 1976. Oh, this is a long article. This might have to be a live in itself. I see that there's a lot. 1976, the Three Little Pigs get into big trouble. Although it's not much remembered today, one of Walt Disney's early hit cartoons was an adaptation of the famous fable of the Three Little Pigs. For many years, there were walk-around characters of the pigs in Disneyland, and in 1976, a woman sued the company, claiming that one of the pigs, quote, molested her and screamed, "Mommy, Mommy." An incident so troubling, she alleged that she gained 50 pounds as a result of the emotional distress. It does sound distressing, but there was a problem with the claim, which came to light during the course of the lawsuit. The Three Little Pigs costumes of that period did not have working arms, which meant they could not grab guests even if they wanted to. When confronted with this evidence, the woman dropped the case. Oh, maybe it's not too bad. Let me see how long this is. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, so let me get back to where we were. We'll just go through this. Okay, so that's where I left off. 1978, Winnie gets into a honey of a trial. If you ever wondered how Disneyland employees can see out of those oversized cartoon character costumes, well, the reality is they can't see at all that well. In 1978, one Disneyland guest sued the company after they alleged that a performer in a Winnie the Pooh costume smacked their child, resulting in recurring headaches. The case went to trial where the man who had been inside the Pooh costume actually put on the costume in front of the jury to prove the arms were much too low to the ground, therefore making it physically impossible to intentionally hit anyone. The jury ruled the Disneyland performer was not at fault. These people trying to sue Disney with these crazy claims. 1994, gondolas gone wild. According to persistent urban legend, Disneyland closed its iconic Skyway ride after a guest fell from their gondola to their death. But according to Snopes.com, that urban legend is not true. However, they do detail a real incident that occurred on April 17, 1994, when a 30-year-old patron fell approximately 20 feet from one of the Skyway cabins and landed in a tree near the Alice in Wonderland attraction. This guest then sued Disneyland for $25,000, claiming he had suffered permanent neck and back injuries as a result of his fall. But there's a twist. The suit was later dismissed before it went to trial after the guest admitted that his fall was no accident. He came out of the gondola on purpose and jumped. The Skyway was closed not long after this incident in November of 1994, but Snopes believes it is extremely improbable that one had to do with the other. Let's jump out of a gondola, hope we don't die, so that we can sue Disney. Excuse me, my throat is getting all yucky. 2011, a whole new world of danger. For more than a dozen years, the Hyperion Theater at Disney California Adventure was home to Aladdin, a musical spectacular, a 45-minute show based on Disney's beloved animated film. And of course, no retelling of Disney's Aladdin is complete without a magic carpet ride. But the stars of the show got way more flying than they bargained for on September 25th, 2011, when the mechanism that made their carpet soar through the Hyperion malfunctioned. According to one witness, the carpet stuck out at about a 45-degree angle, and then it flipped upside down. Thankfully, no one was injured when the carpet went over, sideways and under, and performances resumed the next day, with the magic carpet temporarily grounded. Okay, that wasn't very interesting. 2013, Toontown turns scary. The back corner of Disneyland is called Toontown. It's a colorful area that's home to Mickey and his pals and a couple of kid-friendly attractions. Unfortunately, the good vibes in the area were temporarily disrupted on May 28, 2013, when a Disneyland employee set off a dry ice bomb at a vending cart in the area. The area was temporarily closed while security investigated, but the rest of Disneyland remained open and no one was injured in the incident. The employee, who was soon a former employee, pled guilty to possession of a destructive device and was later sentenced to 3 years probation, 36 days in jail, and 100 hours of community service. Hey, Loving Life, how are you? "2013, That Small World song can mess you up." If you've ever gotten the cherubic anthem to It's a Small World stuck in your head, you can relate to this one. In 2013, a man was awarded $8,000 in damages after he got stranded on the attraction for 30 minutes and thus was forced to listen to the ride's earworm of a theme song for 30 minutes. Disneyland evacuated the other trapped riders, but because this particular guest was in a wheelchair, he could not be removed until the ride was repaired. Just writing this blurb got the darn song stuck in my head, so I sympathize. They deserved more than $8,000. Man, that sucks. 2014, an outbreak. One of the most notorious incidents in the history of Disney parks occurred in late 2014 when an outbreak of measles was traced to Disneyland, which was determined to be the site where dozens of people were exposed to the highly contagious illness after someone was hospitalized with measles roughly 1 week after they had visited Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. The outbreak was finally declared over in April of 2015. That's nuts. All right. 2023. A fantastic or phantasmic problem. Phantasmic has been a regular source of entertainment for Disneyland guests since the early 1990s. The show, which takes place on most evenings, includes actors, special effects, lasers, music, and fireworks. The show had been performed thousands of times since 1992 until April 22nd, 2023, when an audio animatronic dragon became engulfed in flames during a performance. God, that has to be scary. Guests initially thought it was all part of the show until one witness said the workers started coming around escorting everybody out for safety. No one was injured except for the dragon, but as a result of the fire, Phantasmic was closed for months. When it returned, the show no longer included the dragon. 2023. A small problem on It's a Small World. It seems like the It's a Small World attraction has been the most problematic. I'm on a small world and there was a streaker. I cannot believe this happening. Give me 1 second. Okay. Those were the words of one witness to the event that occurred on the It's a Small World attraction in November of 2023, when a man stripped down and got up close and personal with some of the set pieces on the iconic attraction. Cast members stopped the ride and then ejected the man from Disneyland, where he was arrested by local police. One wonders whether the world was not the only thing that was small in this case. Oh boy. Can you imagine being on a ride, somebody gets out and does that crazy stuff? No way. 2025. Why do people want to walk around naked at Disneyland so much? I don't get it. In April of 2025, another streaker, this one reportedly under suspicion of being under the influence of narcotics, was arrested after he started scaling a tree, naked, mind you, and also climbed onto the roof of the Tiana's Palace restaurant. Look, I get that the line for vignettes is sometimes long, but this seems like an overreaction. What? Does this have a hyperlink? It does. Okay, let's go to this. This was in April, but still, this is kind of funny. Another naked man causes chaos at Disneyland. Oh, there's Tiana's Palace. When you visit Disneyland Resort, there are certain things that you expect to see. You will probably see a lot of people wearing their favorite pair of Mickey ears. You'll see guests posing with characters like Mickey Mouse and Goofy on Main Street, USA. And if you're visiting at night, you will probably see fireworks light up the sky over Sleeping Beauty Castle. All of these things can help All of these things can help put you in a magical mood, create lasting memories, and show why Disneyland is the happiest place on earth. What you definitely would not expect to see is a naked guest making a scene and causing chaos in the park. Unfortunately, that is exactly what happened on the evening of April 12th. According to Reddit user LaserPanda15, they were visiting Disneyland Park in the evening and decided to head over to New Orleans Square. In New Orleans Square, guests can ride attractions like Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion and dine at Southern-inspired eateries, including Tiana's Palace. Suddenly, a group of guests, who the OP, original poster, deemed to be moms, blocked off an area and said that no children were allowed in the space. They also noted that the patio of River Belle Terrace restaurant was also being evacuated. It was a confusing situation for everyone involved, but things were about to get a lot worse. The original poster said that it was soon revealed that there was a man who had taken off all of his clothes and was walking around the area naked. I can't imagine. Disney security created a barrier as they struggled to get the man under control. Then, a naked man emerged from one of the back side streets. They were apparently having a lot of trouble wrangling this man. He started scaling a tree, still naked as the day he was born. I couldn't stop staring, but that is when my spouse said, "Hey, you got to stop staring. Our kid is going to see this. Let's go." And said kid was looking for the source of all the hubbub, but she did not see the guy. Any updates on the outcome for this gentleman? Dude was on one. I hope he's okay and didn't get hurt, but I would love to know some updated details regarding the resolution of the story. Can people get banned for life? Many guests were quick to comment that Disney can and will ban guests who cause a scene in the parks. If what the original poster said is true, then once that guest was caught, they were almost certainly issued a lifetime ban, meaning they are prohibited from visiting any Disney property in the future. Others said that the men in the black shirts were most likely undercover police officers who assisted Disney security. They probably were also the ones who escorted the man out of the park once he was caught. Another commenter stated that the naked man also climbed up Tiana's Palace, which opened in September 2023, and was shouting at the stunned guests below. Found an Instagram post about it. He apparently got on top of the Tiana Cafe and was naked up there shouting at people. In the comments over there, people were like in line for vignettes and all of a sudden seen him. He apparently was screaming, I am exposing myself to expose, but the commenter couldn't hear the rest because she got ushered away. Another commenter basically said he started talking about sexual violence and that he was going to hurt himself, and it scared her kid a lot. Presumably, security eventually got him down. I would guess he's either in jail or on a psych hold. Well, it seems like he was in crisis. Sadly, this is not the first time a naked man wreaked havoc at what is supposed to be the happiest place on earth. Days after Thanksgiving, in 2023, guests riding It's a Small World in Fantasyland were shocked to see a naked man walking around the attraction. The man climbed into the areas of the ride, sat down for a minute, and then continued walking through the ride. Police officers chased the man through the attraction, and he tried to avoid them, but was eventually arrested and taken off the property. Security was increased around It's a Small World in the days following the event. The man was eventually charged with public indecency and being under the influence of a controlled substance. That is very interesting. Ooh, pause. Wow. Who would have thought? That was actually really interesting about Disney. I hadn't realized like so many silly things had happened at Disney. All right, so I have two last stories for us. This next one is about an orchard that grew a record-breaking peach. So this is in Virginia.
This week, a peach orchard has grown a record-breaking peach that is making national headlines. Check it out. Talk about a peachy record. Child's Peach Orchard, I don't know if I said that right, just picked a massive 1.83.
Holy crap, look at that, like next to that little pumpkin. Oh my gosh, that is a big peach. Holy moly.
83-pound peach. Look at that. It's like the size of a pumpkin.
Wait, how much did it weigh? I missed that.
0.83.
Okay, so almost 2 pounds.
pound peach. Look at that. It's like the size of a pumpkin. It's topping the Guinness World Records. Grower Henry Childs says that tricky weather unexpectedly helped grow this giant peach. Not James and the giant peach, though. First in the orchard's 100-year history. It is a sweet win for the whole community, but this prize peach won't last long. Henry's family plans to enjoy it within the week because you want it to be nice and ripe and sweet and juicy.
Yeah, that was my question. Is it still juicy? Is it still like good to eat? Because when it's something that large, I would imagine that it'd be pretty hard to maintain that.
We want to hear from Henry on if it was good or not. I love my peaches. I had peaches yesterday. When they're sweet, there is nothing better.
Oh yeah, in elementary school we had the little black small containers of peaches like during our lunch. And man, those are top tier, man. There's nothing like those peaches at during school.
Oh, so man. Good.
Yeah, we need a food.
So good. So I did look up what is the average weight of a peach. It is generally around 150 grams or 5.3 ounces. This means there are roughly 3 to 4 peaches in 1 pound. So that peach that was 1.83 pounds was equivalent to the weight of, say, like 7 peaches. And it says an extra large peach can weigh up to 7.9 ounces. So that peach was a pound greater than what's considered an extra large peach. 2 pounds. You don't think that's a lot, but I guess when you're talking about a peach, that is a lot. All right, so the last story I have is a tearjerker, just so that you are aware. It's a super feel-good story. It's not a weird story. It's not funny, but I just thought it was fitting because we're kind of talking about stories that aren't, I guess, normal. And this is something that I don't think this comedian ever expected to happen. He was performing his set and he sees commotion in the audience. It turns out an elderly man has stopped breathing. So, viewer discretion advised.
Comedian Drew Lynch was just a few minutes into his set in Spokane when he saw someone collapse.
Oh, hey, everything okay? Oh, no.
83-year-old Dick Wendy's heart stopped.
CPR started.
You see the entire club leap into action, including 2 ER nurses sitting nearby.
Hey guys, can we give some space to the people who aren't performing CPR, please?
They perform CPR for 5 minutes. The paramedics arrive and then
you guys all really just came together in a really cool way, dude. You saved that guy's life, man.
Everyone in that room really did seem like they were connected.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It just reminded me maybe of a time like a long, long time ago where it was like you helped out a neighbor.
Wendy woke up in the hospital and tells us he's okay. The very next day, Lynch visited him to finish the show.
Have you made a lifelong friend?
I have.
Oh my gosh, what a cute guy. I mean, this is such a sweet story. I mean, thank goodness that there were people who knew CPR and those 2 ER nurses who knew exactly what to do. And I mean, the paramedics seem to have got there relatively quickly. So that's also a good thing. I mean,
rest of my life, I'm an old guy, but the rest of my life, he will be a friend of mine.
Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News.
We thank you for
such a good story. Such a good story. So that is all I have for you today. Just a quick live. Oh, where'd my background go? Just a quick live to kind of look at some weird things. The poll that I had was, had you heard of poo-poo spray before the story that I covered at the beginning of this live? And the majority had not heard of poo-poo spray. And not poopery, but spray that smells like poop. So it's I was gonna try to look for it just to kind of show everyone. Let's see. And it's not called poo-poo spray. That's probably why I can't find it. Let me just look up poop spray. Prank. So it's called liquid ass. Go figure. So I'll just show this to you right quick and then we'll end. So this is, I don't know if this is the brand that this teaching assistant got to spray at his school, but it's called Liquid Ass, Prank Fart Spray, Gag Gift for Adults and Kids, great for pranks and a good laugh, extra strong poop spray, non-toxic, keep out of reach from children. So you can get, how many, it doesn't say how many ounces. But it's not very big. It's a pretty small bottle. For $13, we've got your ass. That's can't work up a fart. We've got your ass. Like what? Oh, here it is. 1 ounce. 1 ounce of poop spray. $13. $13. Crazy. So this teaching assistant spent $15 on poop spray. He's now being arrested for causing $55,000 in damage because of his $13 prank. I don't know. They poo rise. Envy is a hilarious movie. Where does the poop go? We want to know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sunnyside. If you missed it, check out. It was the first story I covered. He a teacher assistant, they smelt this foul smell. They thought it was the sewer pipes or something to do with the plumbing. The air conditioners were ruined. I mean, kids were getting sick, staff was getting sick. It was a lot. He thought it was funny, and I mean, it is funny, but he was doing it for like a month. Like, that's not funny. He sprayed it in the school. Sunnyside. Yeah. So when I saw the story, I'm like, wait, he got arrested for spraying poop spray? But I hadn't realized he had done it for so long. And yeah, definitely, if you came in a little late, definitely go to the beginning and watch the story about the 32-year-old, right? He was 32 or was he 38? I think he was 32. Can't remember. The teaching assistant who got arrested for poop spray. All right, y'all. Well, I hope you have a great night. I'm planning on going live tomorrow, but it all depends on what kind of day it is at work. This week has been challenging, to say the least. I think, now that we're in the grind of school, we're 3 weeks in, kids are getting comfortable and it's moving along. And I'm just tired. I'm tired. Center says, I think it's funny, would be a great way to quit a job. This place stinks and walk away. That's true. That's if you quit or were fired and you're like, okay, we're gonna. Zoe says, has anyone seen the glitter poops? What? A guy covered poop with glitter on sidewalks because why not? No. Let me look that up. Glitter poops. Oh, and there's actually glitter poops that you can buy. Like little poop emoji toys. Oh wait, let me just do it more specific. You'll have to email that to me. I did it real quick. And oh wait, is this it? Oh, maybe this is it. Here, well, I don't know if this is the same one, but this says the name of this article. This was from 2014 though, so I don't think this is the same one. But the title is apparently there are warring dog poo decorating factions in Bushwick. 2 Bushwick artists are at war over who invented the recent practice of covering dog poop in gold. If we couldn't make this up if we tried. The story first appeared on Gothamist when a local began noticing glittering piles of dog poo artfully decorated with gold glitter along DeKalb Avenue and documenting it on Instagram. Marie says, my dog had glitter poops the first Christmas time we had her. She chewed a glitter snowflake ornament. Oh my gosh. Let's see. They have a hyperlink. Let's see. Nope, that's not. So that was from 2014. So that's the only one I could find. But if you can find something more recent, definitely email me. And if anybody else has any stories that they'd want me to cover or things that you find funny or, good stories, definitely email me at headstonesandheadlines@gmail.com. The story that I'm looking into is I had done a short yesterday on these 2 sisters who had believed to be missing when their mom was murdered 32 years ago. And a family member of the mom who was killed submitted DNA. They were able to identify who this woman was. They did not have her identity for 32 years, the mom. And so once they were able to identify the mom through DNA, they were able to locate one of her daughters through a genealogy website. And then they found the other sister as well. So that is, and they still do not know who killed the mom. She was at the park with her 2 daughters. She was killed and the mom was found in a different location. The daughters were found alone, I believe in the bathroom at the park. So they believe that 3 people are responsible for the mom's murder, but they have no suspects. So I feel like it would be a really interesting case to cover. So definitely check out my short if you haven't. It's pretty interesting, to say the least. So I hope everyone has a great night. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, please do so on your way out. If you have made it this far in the replay, #replay. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the flip side.
You have one shot on stage, what you got to play? Generic drops for days, still the people rage. Am I not insane? Can you stop and explain why these drops are so lame? Is money buying you fame? I'm fucking on, I'm killing it with this song. You haters can sing along or go back where you belong. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with giving up, moving on. Cause I took your girl to prom, she can't help but sing this song. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high progress, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high progress, I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I'm so gone, faded off a 30 rack. She's so on like a light switch, flirting back. There's nothing wrong with the way that she's working that. I just want that body bad, come on baby, bring it back. I rap with a passion, yeah, I got it in me. I've been waiting quite a long time for y'all to hear me. It's about damn time you put some stock into me. You're either sponsoring me or fucking bothering me. And the fact is, we just practice on this madness. That is why your status is like a canvas. Chances our advancement is enhancing, and this new expansion's like a mansion. Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high perhaps I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse. Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out. Can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out. And my high perhaps I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse.